Good morning traders and welcome back. Alright, this is a follow-up video to the last one I did on where we cashed in about $1,000 on that previous trade. Now if you remember, what we did is we cashed in half of the trade and we moved our stop loss down. Now what happened overnight while I was sleeping is that the trade did in fact reverse, so I'm very glad that we moved that stop loss into so much profit. Even if we were still holding the trade was good enough that we'd still be in profit now, but we managed to walk off with another $650 overnight as the trade closed. Now what happened here is that the market kept going down like we expected, and then it came and turned up. And remember, we had our stop loss set at about this level. We said that the moment this line is broken, our system is either wrong or things have changed in the market, and we were right. So while I was sleeping, the market's reversed itself, it hit the stop loss, it cashed in, and there's my $650 extra profit that we got last night. So all in all, that trade turned, let's call it 900 and 600, so just over $1,500 in that trade, which was very, very nice. But let's have a look at what happened there. Checking out the news for last night, using investing.com's news thing available on the website, you will see that we had some news coming out of the New Zealand dollar. We had the employment change and they had positive news. Now, when something positive comes out of the New Zealand dollar, it means that in relation to the US dollar, it's going to get stronger. And that's what happened here. The chart started shifting up, it responded very, very positively to that news, and we got out of the trade and cashed in our profit. Now here's another thing. This coming Friday, like every first Friday of every month, we have the NFP coming out. If you have done the online course, you will hopefully have gone through the section on the NFP, but let's have a look here at the news. You will see on Friday, in 2 days time, at 2:30 South African time, we have the non-farm payrolls coming out. If you have a look at all these news events coming out all at the same time out of the US dollar, it's massive. And the biggest one is this event here, but don't underestimate the power of unemployment change as well. So be careful this coming Friday. Let's have a quick recap of the basic idea of how the strategy works that we discuss in the actual course. Imagine we are sitting on the euro dollar and we are about 30 minutes before the NFP. Now we're not, we still have 2 days to go, but this is why I'm doing it now, so you can go through it, you can practice it and see how the whole thing works. What you do is you load up the charts on, say, the 30-minute chart, and about half an hour before the NFP comes, you start looking at the market. And what we want to do is we want to find a range where the market has been trading recently. So I'm going to use some horizontal lines here to make it quite clear. We can see that we had a high about here, and it came quite close to that high. The market has been moving, but it has leveled out. So we're going to find where a low range would be, and it'll be approximately this point here. Now the next thing to do would be to set two pending orders. We're going to set a buy stop and a sell stop at these two different lines. So let's go into that now. We load up the new order button. You go to type and select pending order, and let's first do the buy stop. Now the buy stop, we need to set at what price is this going to take place. So we're going to take the value here that's written on the right. And you make sure that you're fine with your volume. It all depends on the size of your trading account and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to leave it at 0.5 and hit place. Now we have a pending order. When the market comes and hits this price, it will then enter the trade. We are not in a trade yet. This order has not executed. If you look at your terminal window under trade, you'll see that you have a buy stop, the size, symbol, price that it's set at, and there is 0 for profit or loss because you're not actually in the market yet. So let's set the sell stop now. Same as before, we change the type to pending order, and we go to sell stop, and you have the same volume that you entered the buy stop at, and then we just enter at what value. And now we go ahead and hit place. So now we have the sell stop sitting at this line here. I'm going to get rid of these horizontal lines now, so we can just see the buy stop and sell stop. Now the idea with this is when the NFP comes out, we see the market runs in a particular direction. The idea is that as soon as it starts running, your trade will trigger, you'll start going into profit. So let's say it starts running up, we're going to hit the buy stop. As it goes up, we're going to hit profit, and hopefully the sell stop has not triggered. And what you can then do is, once you're in a bit of profit, you go ahead and close, cash that in, and then also close your sell stop. So if the market does come down and then up, you're not going to lose money. The same thing applies if it suddenly starts rushing down. As soon as it hits this line, it's going to trigger your sell stop, and as it keeps coming down, you then cash in some profits and close all your pending orders. Now with the NFP, it is very volatile. Worst case scenario is it'll go up and down, and it'll trigger both of your deals, and then you're basically buying and selling at the same time, which means you won't have any net profit. In fact, you'll be paying your spread twice. And be careful, the spreads always increase during news events because of the massive amount of volatility in the market. This is not unique to any particular broker. This is unfortunately just something that we have to deal with, but the profits are so big that you generally absorb those costs very, very easily. I am not going to leave these triggered here because we are not trading the NFP yet, but this is what I will be doing on Friday, and I suggest you go through the course for a better explanation and more understanding about how the NFP works. And you know, if you've never traded it before, run it on a demo account, watch it, and just see how absolutely insane it can be.